My friends say my face is quite handsome. I'm 180 centimeters tall. Not that tall compared to Papa, who is 185 centimeters. I was born in Canada, but when I was 10 years old, my father was assigned to Medan, Indonesia. So I also went to school there. At first the city seemed foreign to me too. But over time I also got used to it. To be honest, my thoughts are more inclined towards Eastern ideas, maybe because of my mother's strict upbringing. Even though in Western countries it's common for teenage relationships to occur, I had never done it with my boyfriend, well, at least at that time. The second day in Jakarta, I asked the driver to take me to Aunt Anne's house. Her house is located in one of the housing complexes in South Jakarta. Previously Mama had called and told him that I would come that day. Hi. Wow, you're so big now, Chris. I don't even have an aunt with you now. Ha ha ha, as I remember, that's what she said when he first saw me after so many years of not seeing him. Her face was still the same as before, as if he hadn't aged one bit. Oh yeah. The driver was told to just go home, Chris. You'll just take Aunt's car if you want to go home. I said yes, and told the driver to go home. Wow. The house is big, Auntie, I said as we entered the living room. I heard from Mama, she said that Aunt Anne's husband is the son of a Jakarta conglomerate, so it's not surprising that her house is this luxurious. After that we chatted, he asked how Mama, Papa and Grandpa were. Aunt Anne has also not seen Mama for a long time. We talked for quite a long time. After that he invited me to dinner. Let's eat first, Chris. Ning has already prepared the food, he said, pointing to his maid who was serving food at the dining table. Are we not waiting for Uncle Joe? I asked her husband. Oh, you don't have to, your uncle isn't coming home tonight, he said. Oh, okay, I said while going to the dining room. This big house is only inhabited alone with a maid. My aunt is also brave. You dare to come home, Chris? It's already late, he said, glancing at the clock on the wall, which showed 7 past 30 minutes. Ah, how dare Aunt. You better sleep here tonight. There's an empty room upstairs. Okay, I'll call Grandpa then. In my heart, I thought that my aunt told me to stay the night because she was afraid to be alone at home. There were absolutely no negative thoughts in my brain when I agreed to her offer. After eating, I called my grandfather's house and told him that today I was staying at Aunt Anne's house. Oh yeah, if you want to take a hot bath, just use Auntie's bathroom. Then you can just wear Uncle Joe's clothes. Come here. I nodded while following him. The bathroom is located in his room. The rooms are really luxurious and big. With a double-sized bed in the middle of the room, mini theater set, and a bathroom in the corner of the room. Here, try. Can you use it or not? She gave me a t-shirt and shorts. I think so. I took the clothes and took them to the bathroom. After leaving the bathroom, I was a little surprised to see Aunt Anne. She was wearing a light nightgown, sleeping on her stomach on the bed. Her panties are clearly visible, but I can't see the bra strap on her back. I am also excited to see such a sight. It seems she fell asleep while watching TV. The TV is still on. I walked towards the TV, intending to turn it off. Seeing the hot scene that was taking place on TV, I suddenly froze right in front of the TV. I looked back, Aunt Anne was still sleeping. I stood watching first, just for fun. 5 more minutes, I just turn it off. That's what I thought at that time. Hey, while I was watching, suddenly Aunt Anne's subtle rebuke was heard, followed by her suppressed laughter. I was really embarrassed at that time. I turned back with a shy smile. Aunt Anne has always loved to joke. In stark contrast to my mother, who was sometimes a bit introverted, Aunt Anne was a fan of Western freedom. I just smiled to answer the question. Get off Chris a bit. I also lowered my massage from the shoulders to his back. You just sit on Aunt's ass, so you can get a stronger massage. I originally took a sitting position beside him, now sitting on her ass. You're heavy, he grunted under his breath when I sat on top of him. He. But he told me to sit here. I ignored it and continued my massage. My stick already feels very tense. Every now and then I firmly press my stick against Aunt Anne's bumper. Even though I was still wearing my full pants, it already felt nice and warm when I pressed them. Eish. Naughty huh? Tell your mama, she said when he felt my stick. Already not auntie? I'm tired already, I said after a few minutes of massaging his back. Yeah. You stand up first. Auntie wants to go back. I stood up, and Aunt Anne now turned around. Now that I can see her beautiful face clearly, the mountain of her still firm chest stands tall before me. The brownish-red muffin looks so challenging. I was left speechless for a few seconds because of it. Hey, massage the front now, she said. I sat on his thighs, I gently squeezed her two mountains. Then I twisted the muffins with my fingers. Amused, he, she giggled. I really can't control my lust anymore. Right now what's on my mind is how to satisfy Aunt Anne, to give her the satisfaction that she rarely gets from her husband. The feeling of pity for Aunt Anne, who had long missed the warmth of a man, was mixed with my own raging lust. I tugged at her panties rather roughly. I saw her just silent while closing his eyes resignedly. I admit this is the first time I see a woman for real. But I guess I'm not so clumsy, I seem to do everything so naturally. Aunt Anne opened her thighs wide. I can see clearly the grass is neat. I saw that Aunt Anne's breath was also starting to catch up. Many times she took deep breaths to calm herself down. I saw her squeezing her own mountain. Well, get on with it, Chris. Aunt Anne, who couldn't wait, just got crazier. Slowly I pushed my stick into her cave. Aunt Anne kept rocking her hips backwards so that my stick could go deeper. I couldn't hold it anymore. I buried it with all my might. It felt like my stick was being massaged firmly inside. I felt Aunt Anne rocking her hips crazily. Then her body stiffened, then slumped limply. I also feel my fluids are at the ends. This time I feel my liquid coming out a lot. Then we both fell asleep on the floor.